I love it when companies listen to customer demands, and Neptune's system is fulfilling one of my long-standing requests for the Apex, fluid monitoring. Terrence, tell me about this.
It's something we wanted to do for a long time. It's kind of obvious that you want to know how water's moving through your system.
So what are the different ways that we can use this to monitor the flow throughout our system?
Okay, well, first of all, there's a module, the fluid monitoring module, okay, that everything hooks up to. It's got 4 ports on it. The one that's most obvious here are these water flow sensors. We've got them on a return setup here, one large one that's on 1 1/4 inch.
Okay.
And then we've got another one on 1/2 inch to kind of simulate if you had basically a tap to go to a reactor or something like that in your system.
Anything like that.
Yeah, anything that you might want to run off of there. You can put on there and sense that fluid and how much gallons per hour, how many liters per hour is actually flowing through that pipe.
Okay, so this is fluid monitoring. I'm also thinking dosing reservoirs, high and low water in my sump. Can we do that too?
Yeah, one of the first questions that we got basically from the customers was with the dual dose reservoir. It has optical sensors in it, and a lot of people said, but I need something that's bigger than that. But we decided, how about we just take the sensor out and now give you a way to get an optical sensor in any kind of vessel you want. So if you want it for, let's say, a 5-gallon alk and calcium, jug, or if you want it for a water make station or your ATO, or maybe you just want to know sump levels, you can mount these in your sump and they're just no moving parts, just completely optical.
Now, wires I have to splice, any of that? No.
Look at that.
Fantastic.
Just plug it in and you're good to go. And it's the same thing with the flow sensors too.
So water flow means pump. This looks like a return pump. What is this?
Yeah, we thought, we always like to come and bring something to MACNA that, we don't have it on sale yet, but everybody wants to see kind of a little window into what's happening in engineering.
We like teasers.
Yes, they like the teasers, right? They always ask me beforehand, I tell them nothing, and then we, boom, throw it right in front of them.
That goes for me too. He doesn't tell me this stuff.
So what we have here is a product we call Core.
Okay.
The core of your aquarium is your return pump. It's a DC return pump, right? Obviously a 24-volt DC return pump. But it's designed to fit pretty much every aquarium in the mid-size range, right? Maybe 60 gallons up to 180 gallons. And the flow rate's about 1,850 gallons per hour with no head. But more importantly, it's made for those aquariums too that are 6 foot ahead. You're going to get 1,000 gallons per hour. It's a perfect amount of turnover for most people's aquariums.
Sure.
And so it's really nice. But the best thing, it's one connection into one link.
Ah.
That's a key thing right now is trying to look at how you're using power in your aquarium.
Sure.
Right?
Now, how you use power, that means I can do something snazzy with it in Fusion, right?
Absolutely. It's full instrumentation of all of this. Obviously, the fluid monitoring module as well as the core. Obviously, we're going to have it all pretty in graphs and everything else in Apex
Okay,
Fusion.
just show me. Come here and show me this. Terrence, this is Apex Fusion. Walk me through this.
These 2 tiles right here are the fluid monitoring module.
Okay.
And so the top one you see is actually the flow coming out of the core and going into your sump, right? That's your recirculating that's happening. It's showing 1,742 gallons per hour.
Wow.
And you can see as we've been playing with the valve over there, it's gone up and down over time. Below it is from the manifold that we set up. There's a 1/2 inch on there. That one's showing 110 gallons per hour right now. And so it shows right up on Apex Fusion. Of course, you could set up all sorts of alerts and things on these values as you would expect.
And then this looks like core monitoring, the pump itself.
Exactly. So last time you saw the wave, it's a very similar interface to that. We have, I'll start from the right actually, which is the temperature. There's a temperature inside the pump, okay? Basically saying, hey, is it running at an even level right now? Which kind of is, right? So it's not overheating.
Right.
The speed of the pump, what it's spinning at. And then you have the flow rate here, and it's flow FLO, right? That's what we introduced in Wave,
right,
which is a relative measurement that has to do with the amount of volume you have in your tank, combined with what we know is being output by the pump. And then that flow can also be aggregated together with other pumps in your tank to give you an overall tank flow.
Now, when is all this shipping?
The fluid monitoring module will be the device that will come out soonest. Not going to commit to any exact date, but we're talking months. Before the end of the year, maybe not. I don't know for sure.
Well, you guys always do a good job of R&D, making sure it's as foolproof as possible before you kick it out there. I know you're going to take your time on it. You're certainly taking your time thinking this through. I know everyone's going to want to get their hands on it.
Appreciate that a lot. I mean, we've got a lot to do. We have to qualify the sensors, obviously, still, and put them through all the qualification.
Sure.
But we know a lot of people want to get it, and it's like one of the two most popular questions: how much and when's it coming?
Neptune Systems is again teasing me at MACNA, and I'm anxious to get my hands on these flow meters. For now, I'll just frag some corals onto these realistic looking frag plugs.
I love fragging, and mostly I hate frag plugs. Why? They're round and they're white. Both of those things together make for a plug that looks very foreign on your reef. It looks like it doesn't belong. And even once a coral overgrows the plug, it's still obvious that that coral was put in on a plug and it looks very weird. So Real Reef Manufacturing, these are the guys that I use for the rock in my tank. Well, they've turned their sights onto frag plugs to make them natural looking. Check this out. This is a flatter plug that they've come up with for encrusting corals. As you can see, it has a purple color to it, so it looks like it's already overgrown with coral and algae. This is going to blend in very well with your rock. And they have other plug designs as well. They have one with a hole in it for your SPS corals, and they have this other plug here with a groove in it. Now this is great for soft corals when you want to put mesh over the top to help the coral attach, or if you have small clams. These clams are always susceptible to being knocked off rock work or turned over in the sand. You can put the clam in that little groove on the plug, help that clam put its foot down, and keep it safe. Then when you want to move the clam around your tank, you simply grab the plug. You don't have to worry about it getting knocked off or knocked over in the sand. Lots of different designs here for different sizes and different types of corals. I like what these guys do. Finally a plug that's going to blend in with my reef.
Growing coral requires filtration, and who says that filtration should be ignored because it sits underneath your tank?
The often forgotten and overlooked sump is getting a heck of a lot of attention recently. I'm here with Rick from Synergy Reef System with your SS22 model. This thing has a lot of functionality and it looks great. Walk me through it.
This is a newest addition to our Synergy Reef Sump series. It's a 22-inch by 15-inch by 15-inch sump. You have your filter socks, skimmer section, chemical media, and your return section.
Looks like you also have a lid over the filter sock section that instead of just being square, you put a little round to it and some nice machining work there.
It's polycarbonate, so it's not going to warp from moisture. It actually has this design so you can pull the filter sock straight out.
It's nice.
Yep, there's no fumbling around and no dripping water everywhere.
Variable water height here I see, so we can set it for the skimmer.
Yep, you can set any level from 6 inches all the way up to 9.5 inches.
I'm guessing these lines are auto top off and dosing?
Yep, you got auto top off. This is our auto top off container and it's plug and play right into the sump with ports for dosing as well.
Rick, this is 22 inches long. I also have an ATO right next to it. This is a 36-inch long tank. It looks like this will fit underneath, say, a 40-gallon breeder.
Exactly. That's what we designed it for. It's to fit under a 40 breeder or any 36-inch long tank.
Now this is the 22-inch model sump. I'm guessing there's a larger version?
Correct. Yep, we have our 34-inch model as well.
And I'm seeing 3 pipes out the back. I'm guessing this integrates with the Synergy Reef overflow.
Correct. It's plug and play. You get an overflow system, you can plug it right into our sump and you're ready to go.
Now can we also get probe holders in this too?
Yep. Yeah, we do have a probe holder design that we can actually put in and mount it to the baffle or wherever you'd like it.
What are we looking at for price range for the 22 and the auto top off?
We're looking at probably a suggested retail of around $349 for the 22-inch sump and then $109.99 for the ATO.
And this has nice etched gallon readings on the front,
Yep.
so I can see exactly how much is left.
Correct. No more guessing. You can look at it and tell when you need to refill it.
Rick, the once forgotten sump that we just put underneath the tank and never saw again, this is so good looking, you're going to want to show this off.
We use the highest quality materials. It's made here right in the USA and built with pride.
Hey man, thanks for keeping it local. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Sexy sump? Check. Now I need to get a good skimmer to go with it.
Nios is a company that's got big presence in Europe and is just breaking into the US market. I started using their skimmers on tank builds as well as using their test kits. I'm here with Nios. Tell me a little bit about your company because it sounds like you guys have been around for a while.
Yeah, that's true. So at the moment we are really successful in Europe and we're just starting to get into the US market. Ecotech Marine is our distribution partner. I think we've got some pretty cool stuff here. So
I use your skimmers on builds.
Yes.
And here you have a big boy skimmer.
Yes, a really big boy. So it's a 300 with 2 pumps. You can use it for tanks up to 1,000 gallons.
Now you guys have test kits that I've started to use and
Yes.
I'm happy with.
Yes.
One nice thing about them is there's a lot more range on the colorimeter.
Yes. So we work together with a German chemical company. They have some patents pending also for these kind of test kits. And yes, the most important point is that you can see the low values. And that's the important thing for SPS, for example.
Right.
So,
And now I see boxes of salt.
Yes.
What's the story on the salt?
so we have one box of around 45 pounds, so 20 kilos.
Okay.
And it comes with 4 bags of 11 pounds each. The reason we do this is that there's a problem called demixing of salt. Maybe you've heard of it. So there are different components in the salt, and if you transport the salt, there are bigger and smaller components, and the
settle
bigger
out.
ones will,
Yeah.
they will go down. So
Now, I always tell people to shake up your bucket.
yeah, that's a good idea.
It's gonna be a heck of a lot easier to shake up a bag.
Correct. Do batch checks for every single batch, also with laboratories. So the box will come with a sticker on it, so you will have the exact values.
So it's guaranteed analysis. You know this is mixing up.
Yes.
That's good because they've had plenty of problems with other salts. They've been all over the board with every bucket.
I know, that's the problem, yes.
Yeah. Well, Germans are synonymous for great engineering. I've been happy with what you all have cranked down so far.
Thank you.
Now I've got a big option with this big boy skimmer.
Yes.
I'll keep trying out the test kits and certainly keep an eye on the salt. Thanks, Matthias.
Thank you.
Thank you.